Do you ever bring yourself to wonder what it is that an iconic tennis player would be hiding under his sleeves? Some could be controversial, while some are purely good. In this video, we'll be talking about the legend that is Novak Djokovic and 10 things you probably had no idea about as regards to him. The Serbian international has had a really incredible ride in his career, with starting at such a young age and being a polyglot, which has proven useful to him in communicating with his fans and responding to interviews. Wait, it feels like I'm saying too much. However, being ranked world number 1 for a record 373 weeks is no easy feat. But there are things that have crafted this icon which aren't as popular as his name and professional achievements, which in themselves are astonishing. So sit back and relax as we let you in on the secrets behind the icon Novak Djokovic that you probably never knew. As much as Novak Djokovic's professional tennis playing career began in 2003, the former world number 1 actually began playing tennis at the age of 4, when his father handed him a racket and a softball, pretty unique gifts to give to a child at the time. As a little boy, Djokovic's interest in sport did not start with tennis, but rather it started with football while his parents were skiers. He had probably dreamed of being a professional footballer earlier on in his life. However, his love for tennis developed from the tennis court in front of his father's restaurant, and from there, he went to tennis camp when he was 4 years old. Little Djokovic grew from that little boy who started playing with a racket and a softball to a wild sensation in 2006, just 3 years after he began playing professionally. In the same year, Djokovic defeated British professional tennis player Gregory Rusedski in the Davis Cup. This victory definitely got the attention of Britain. After Serbia defeated Britain, Britain made their move on Djokovic and asked him to move to the country and play for them. During this time, things were not so smooth for his family, as they went through some rough times. But it was a tempting offer. After much contemplation, Djokovic refused the offer to play for Britain because of his love and loyalty to his country. His passion for his country is evident in how he talks about it and everything he tries to do for it. Do you think he made the right choice? Moving on, for a kid who witnessed war and how it tears people apart, it's a delight to see that Djokovic understands the importance of family and how one needs to stay connected to it. He is the first child from a family of 5 with 2 younger brothers. Djokovic's love for his family can be said to be a thing from his childhood, and even an expression of the love shared between his parents, who are said to love themselves dearly. As a little boy who pursued a career in tennis with no sponsors and lived off the loans borrowed by his parents, with a large amount of debt being incurred, his family put everything on the line for him. Djokovic and his sweetheart Jelena have been known to replicate the love shared by his parents, as they have been an item since 2005 in high school. And today, they have 2 kids together. Djokovic is a very typical example of a man who loves his family. It's evident from the numerous vacations he takes his family on. Djokovic's love for his family also extends to his fans, as he never fails to show them that he loves them. We can feel his love for his fans from the tennis player's numerous languages. The star player is knowledgeable in more than 1 or 2 languages. He can speak 11 different languages and speaks 5 of those languages fluently. Amazing, right? He is a natural polyglot. And he says it's inborn and a unique trait of his family, because even his brothers speak more than 1 language. I guess that would explain why he is loved, because being able to communicate to your fans and respond to interviews in the language that they understand would definitely mean a lot to them. Amongst other things, it's safe to say that the tennis player has a heart of gold. This is clearly evident by the many acts of service and love he has rendered to support children through his humanitarian actions. Djokovic's love for children, just like his own, cannot be understated, and because of this, he has a foundation that helps to support children's education and healthcare across Serbia, and has other initiatives to support children. This is indeed a beautiful and commendable act for the Serbian international. These humanitarian and philanthropic acts of his have attracted many awards to his name and an ambassadorship to UNICEF in Serbia. He would definitely serve as a worthy ambassador. Health-wise, Djokovic encountered a few problems during the start of his career, and as he moved to even greater heights in his career, he suffered from fatigue and breathing problems, and this became a very big issue for him because he could not participate in many games as he should. It's a good thing he got a hold of it early in his career. We probably do not want to imagine what would have happened if it got so serious and became severe in the middle of a game. Like I said, we don't want to imagine this. Now, like every other human being, the former world number one has to keep up with raking in those astonishing titles and records. This brings us to his change in diet. To get his body to heal correctly and stop unnecessary fatigue, Djokovic had to let go of certain things he used to eat and focus more on other foods to help his body heal properly. His diet is essentially gluten-free, and he does not consume any dairy products. So a bucket of ice cream or a milkshake is definitely a red flag for him. Djokovic is not far from being called a vegan, but he does not like to be referred to as one because he feels like the word is often misused. Djokovic has been very enthusiastic about food from childhood because of his parents who own a restaurant. His urge for a healthy diet and fitness lifestyle also pushed him to own a restaurant of his own, named Equita, which he opened in Monte Carlo, the safe haven for professional tennis players, where he spends his time off-season. His plant-based restaurant is perfect for those trying to follow a strict diet or need any gluten-free food. Another thing to point out about this athlete is how he channels negative comments and energy from fans. It's not news that Djokovic is one of the most controversial tennis players, and this has made many people hate him as much as a lot of people like him. While on the court, Djokovic blew kisses to fans who booed him. Crazy, right? For any attentive tennis fan, you'll see that during any of Djokovic's games, when there is no noise in the stadium, the game is usually slow from his end. But once the noise begins, it's almost like he draws strength from it and makes him want to play harder. It feels like the cheer of the crowd summons an inner strength in him. He also stated in some interviews that while his opponent's name is being chanted, he hears his name instead. It does not give ear to the shout from the audience. This indeed is an incredible mental strength, because many people in that situation cannot concentrate, let alone channel the words they hear to something else. Something remarkable suiting to them at that moment. Djokovic is not just an outstanding player, but also excels in many areas of life. His goofiness, play, and jokes are popular among fellow athletes. The tennis player has been seen imitating a few colleagues on the court, from the way they walk to serving styles and how they carry themselves. He has been impersonating Rafael Nadal and female tennis player Maria Sharapova on numerous occasions. The duo would probably laugh at his attempt to imitate them. He should probably be nicknamed the court jester, don't you think? I feel it will suit him as much as his nickname, the Joker sticks. At different intervals, Novak Djokovic has proven to be an outstanding player on the court as he is off the court. His various on-court achievements have been leveled in one way or the other with his numerous feats off the court, making him the ideal idol for upcoming young tennis talents around the globe who see him as an icon and someone worthy of being looked up to. His ability to respond positively to fan hatred makes them know that he understands their anger and is willing to take action more than he is willing to respond negatively to them. Novak Djokovic has surely proven time and time again that being world number one in the game of tennis is not something that happens overnight. However, it takes a lot of discipline and perseverance to do so, and once those are covered, getting to the top is only a matter of time. With the number of humanitarian services that Djokovic has committed himself to, one would be wowed at what he is still worth regardless. Currently, Novak Djokovic is worth $220 million. His net worth is a combination of his tennis earnings, which is a whopping sum of $155 million, and a couple of endorsement deals he has with top brands like Asics shoes, Lacoste, and Hublot, amongst others. These endorsement deals rake in over $10 million for the former world number one, and are bonus inclusive when he has a good year on the court. All of these have made Novak Djokovic the third richest professional tennis player of all time.